The following podcast has been rated R. You've been warned. Welcome to the greatest DC Legends podcast in human history. Okay, maybe not, but stick around anyway, because we're going to have some fun. I'm your host, the Aqua Bear, and I'll be joined by the Council of Elders from the Kingdom of Atlantis. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Atlantis After Dark. Hello, and welcome to the first ever episode of Atlantis After Dark. Ladies and gentlemen, we're glad you could join us. This episode is jam-packed with goodies, and is coming to you, the Atlanteans and the KOA Alliance, as an exclusive. That's right, we're dropping numeral uno onto you, our friends and teammates first, because, quite frankly, we wanted to let you be the first ones to join us on this exciting new endeavor. Of course, a journey of this magnitude can't be accomplished alone, so I want to take some time to introduce you guys to the real stars of this podcast, the Council of Elders, whom without we wouldn't be possible here. First up, joining us from the Mercy Reef Human Resources Department, he somehow managed to squash two British guitarists into one single dude. It's Paige Iomi.
Oh man, so the cat's out of the bag, I guess. Now everybody's going to know what my name means, which is new for me. But yeah, so I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be here specifically with you, Aqua Bear. Maybe not the person coming after me, but I'm ready to have some fun today.
Good. I'm glad. I'm ready to have some fun too. Also joining us today, coming from the Deep Six A-Go-Go nightclub, a man of many names, but you know him best as Dobson.
Hello, motherfucker.
Hey, Dobson.
What's going on?
Oh, you know, the usual. Sitting here, sweating my ass off in a hot-ass office because my AC broke.
That sounds fantastic.
Oh, it's not fucking fantastic at all, dude. It sucks. The high, hairy, hard one. Let me tell you.
You mean it's not good to have your balls sweating?
Well, to say I've got swamp crotch. Yeah, you got that right. It's going to suck big time. I've got some swamp crotch here, ladies and gentlemen. I don't even know what to say about that. It's just the worst. It's the worst. You don't know what you missed until you got it, until it's gone, you know.
And what you miss is dry balls.
I miss being able to sleep at night too. That's pretty hard. You don't realize how important a cool night is. But oh
yeah.
God.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
I mean, it could be worse. You could be Dolphin.
Is that worse?
I think that's worse.
We'll see what he has to say on the subject.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the sound clip.
Yeah.
What?
Oh, you heard me.
I mean, it's a great day today. We've got football today. We've got this podcast. It's I can't complain. I'm ready for some football in a little bit, and after we talk about DC Legends here.
Oh, that's right. We're here to talk about DC. Oh
yeah?
My God. So football being one thing. I don't suppose anybody caught DC fandom. I didn't. I planned on talking about it a little bit, but yesterday I spent all my time worrying about the freaking air conditioning. So yep. I didn't get a chance to catch it.
Yeah. I caught it all. What the?
Oh my God.
Yeah, I mean, I tried to pay like a passing attention to it a little bit, but yeah. It sounded like it was a lot of talk about the TV shows, and I don't know. Like I like Comic-Con and all that, but usually I like it more for the movies than the TV shows. The movies and the comics and the games and stuff are all awesome. The TV shows I pay attention to, but talking about like the backing music behind the Snyder Cut, or more the fact that the Flash is going to have the yellow boots instead of red boots at some point, is interesting enough. But I didn't think I didn't think there was anything too crazy yesterday. I was more interested in the movies and the video games for the first one.
Yeah, and I tell you, go ahead, Dobbs.
I bound this is going to suck to my push to talk button. So that was fun.
I mean, every time you go to talk, it is going to suck. So, I think it's pretty, I think that's pretty appropriate.
Shut the fuck up!
Yeah, never.
No, and it starts already. Okay.
I will say this. The best thing about fandom was I got 2 drops of energy in DC Legends yesterday. So I got like fucking 500, blue energy and a bunch of speed force. That was the best thing about DC fandom yesterday for me. I used that. I ran through both of the hero challenges, and then I ran through chapter 8 and stuff like that. So that was like a gift in the middle of the day yesterday. That was the best part of DC fandom for me.
Do you think one of them was a mistake?
And pressing buttons?
Oh, I think one of them was most definitely a mistake. Yeah, unless they were saying part 2, we'll send 2 of them, but I doubt it. I think one of them was a mistake.
Well, at any rate, DC fandom was over, so if you caught it, awesome. If you didn't, you're just like me. I'm a bad nerd. So let's shift gears a little bit and let's talk about the main event a little bit here. Let's have a quick chat about the Kingdom of Atlantis. This is a relatively new alliance, and I really wanted to take a little bit of time for you guys, the Council of Elders, to kind of discuss the KOA, how it came to be, and what our big focus is as an alliance.
Go ahead, Paige.
Okay, yeah. So, I mean, how it came to be is just basically like out of Black Lantern Corps, which, at times felt too big, too unmanageable. Like, it took so much work to put into it to make it run on a month-to-month basis. Or week to week or day to day basis, being management for Black Lantern Corps for, years, for like 2-3 years. I saw the amount of work that went into that, and it just felt like it was, like if we're working that hard just to make it run, we were doing something wrong. So, a small group of us had kind of come together with the expectation that at some point we would kind of go off on our own and start something that would be lower maintenance, tighter knit, kind of get back to the foundation of why everybody started playing this game in the first place, which I think for some of us that were working on the day-to-day maintenance of Black Lantern Corps was kind of lost. So the initial conception was to be smaller, tighter knit, and to just kind of have fun playing the game, have a better focus on raids, which I think was sometimes lost in Black Lantern Corps, where we try to be everything to everyone as opposed to just like pick what we want to do and kind of focus on that and put players together that make sense together and want to play together and are at about the same level. So that's kind of where this came from. And we didn't necessarily expect it to blow up as quickly as it did. We kind of thought that we were going to be, starting something new and small. And ultimately we wound up pulling, a lot of the big hitters from Black Lantern Corps that wanted to follow. We pulled a lot of the officers and leaders and a large chunk of management that came with us, which was fantastic. So the spot that we're in now, I think, is pretty much where we could have never imagined to be set up the way we are now. And, now it's just working on making sure everybody's in the right alliance, for them, so that everybody hits the goal that they want to hit and is with other players that are, doing about the same. And I love where we're at right now. We have the people that we like playing with, and now we're ready to rock and roll. I'm ready for this raid to come. We'll get this movement sorted out, and then the raid's going to come, and I'm ready to rock and roll.
Absolutely. One of the things that I thought was interesting about this is that, since you mentioned raids, the focus is on raids for this alliance, and frankly, for me, that works because I mean, I can grind, I can kill the same as anybody else, but I would much rather blow my load, if you will, once a month and be done with it and get the great rewards that come with the raids than try to, hump every week. Not that I won't always hit my marks, not that I won't always hit my minimums or even go above and beyond, but there's just something about, sometimes I just don't want to do it today. So
agreed. And I think at Black Lantern Corps, we put a lot of resources and time into weekly goals and promoting and demoting off of weekly goals, but then also the, gems and in-game resources that are limited. Obviously, we've gotten off to a great start with with the main alliance hitting number 1, Zebel's pushing for top 10. Fisherman has been top 100 both weeks so far, and that's on kind of short staff. So, we've done really well to hit those weekly goals already, but the focus is most definitely raids, because just every survey that we did in Black Lantern Corps, the results were always the same. It was raids are more important. Weekly, I don't care about. The Alliance shop doesn't change in the game at all. It changes maybe one character every other month. So there's no good reason, unless you're a brand new character, to really need to go and do really well in weekly every single week. But raids, those rewards are really good, and people really want those rewards. And putting all your resources into once a month, getting in with the team for 4 days and really pushing hard and achieving those results, it's so much more fun. Obviously, it's a grind for that weekend, but it's a ton of fun. It's one shot, and it's definitely what I like in the game, even if it can wear on me by the end of the raid.
Sure. Now, I wanted to ask you one more question, because this is somewhat important. We call ourselves the Atlanteans, and we call it the Kingdom of Atlantis, but you brought up a little bit ago that there's all, I suppose, different Alliance teams, for lack of a better word, sectors. So we got like Atlantis, we got Zeppel, we got the Fishermen. What do we call ourselves? Are we all the Kingdom of Atlantis?
So we had talked a little bit about this, and the person to ask is Monkey, or Wukong is the person who has a real good handle on all of the Aquaman lore. But essentially, my understanding of it is that we could all technically call ourselves the Kingdom of Atlantis. We are all technically Atlanteans as the different kingdoms under it. So gotcha. He's definitely the guy to ask, but that's what I essentially took from it, that neither of those are technically wrong. That Atlanteans is fine and Kingdom of Atlantis is fine, and the main alliance is Kingdom of Atlantis. The other alliances are other kingdoms within Atlantis. So that's my understanding of it, at least.
Gotcha. So
one
Dobson.
eternity later.
Yeah.
One eternity later is about right. Oh my goodness. So listen, folks, on that note, I want to turn the tide a little bit, and I'm going to let Paige do something kind of unique for us today. He's got this list, right? And he's got this list that he wanted to share with everybody. So I think what I'm going to do is, even though he's had control of the mic for quite a while now, we're going to let him have one more turn. And this is kind of what the end result is.
And now it's time for Paige Iomi's Top 5.
This is Paige Iomi, and today I'm going to count down my top 5 femme fatales in DC Legends. A femme fatale is any character classified as a female villain in-game. Now, without any further ado, let's hop right into the list. My number 5 femme fatale is Mad Jester Harley Quinn. Harley kind of broke the mold as the first turn 0 taunter in DC Legends, and she's got those killer evasions. She revenges when you don't hit her. Harley's one of the most prevalent characters in DC Legends for quite a while, and she's still a force to be reckoned with today. My number 4 femme fatale is Killer Frost. She's a simple character, but what she does extremely well. She stuns, she has heavy special damage. Pair her with some stunners and some characters that apply int down, and watch her go to work. Up next, I have Cheetah. Being only one of 2 femme fatale leaders in DC Legends, Cheetah helps your team with turn 0 turn meter and strength ups. She's got bleeds, she purges buffs. She's one of the most prevalent leaders in DC Legends high level PvP today. Now my number 2 femme fatale is Catwoman. Besides having a kit that looks awesome, she stays alive by cheating death, she evades, she goes invisible, she steals awareness, and then she's got that stun and purge move that knocks any character down to size. Now before getting into number 1, I do have some honorable mentions I want to talk about. Harley Quinn Quite Vexing is super underrated, and she's got massive single target damage. Silver Banshee bleeds, purges immunities, and does out-of-turn AoE damage. And a character I'd love to see reworked and on this list in the future is Poison Ivy. Now with that out of the way, my number 1 femme fatale for DC Legends is Cersei. She's a character whose kit didn't impress me much at first, but with int downs on her basic, a chance to stun on all damage, ability to res all teammates every turn, and that high speed mixed with that turn meter down buff purge AoE, you gotta love Cersei's kit. This is Paige Iomi, and these are my top 5 femme fatales in DC Legends?
Nobody really cares.
Well, maybe one person cares.
I think deep down Dobson cares. Dobson is very invested in my lists and the fun games that I plan to play.
Oh my God!
What? I have.
Yeah. I actually heard that you were up all nights. Couldn't sleep last night, just waiting to hear what was on my list.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Yeah, sure. Let's be real. Deep down, it's the people that say that they don't care that care the most. And Dobson, I know that you care the most.
Negative, Ghost Rider.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, all right. On that note, guys, I think it's time for a quick break. But listen, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Howdy, it's your old pal Merle here. And today, I'd like to talk a little bit about spontaneous human combustion. Now, it don't matter if you're riding the trail or eating dinner at a fancy bistro in Paris. At any minute, and for no apparent reason, any one of us could instantly burst into flames and die. Now, I don't know how you feel about it, but in my book, that's more terrifying than a grizzly bear with a hunting rifle. The only thing left of you might be some limbs and the lingering smell of burning flesh. As horrible as that is, the Kingdom of Atlantis has the cure. Since they are all underwater, your chances of randomly igniting and burning to a crisp are drastically reduced. So, for your own protection and your own safety, join the Kingdom of Atlantis and stop the threat of spontaneous human combustion. You'll be glad you did. Until next time. And now for the second half of Atlantis After Dark. Hey, we're here talking about all things DC Legends with my boys Paige, Iommi, and Dobson. Something I wanted to discuss a little bit, and I know I have strong feelings about it. The monthly reworks, particularly that of Batman, Dark Knight, and Robin for September, although if I'm truthful, I know all of us are in this boat. We could probably each hold a 4-hour symposium on the Superman rework, but that's neither here nor there. Dobson, I want to get your opinion first on this. What do you think about the reworks for The Dark Knight?
Shit.
That's pretty succinct.
Robin didn't change.
No.
Dark Knight barely changed.
Yeah.
Hush is all right. It's a pretty, we're still waiting on that, new Azrael, the new hotness to come out.
Yeah, we'll be talking about that in just a short, hot minute here, and I mean hot. Hush seems pretty interesting to me. He seems like one of those, it's not going to be a great character right off the bat, but as turns keep going, kind of like Azrael, as turns keep going, he gains more strength and he's able to do more damage.
He's a discount physical Arcus, right? So
yeah,
so he's got the defense mechanism on his primary ability. He's got the double tap on his second. The problem with him is the RNG, right? So he has a chance to have awareness add. He has a chance to double tap. Whereas Arcus has the death immunity, has the taunt, has the double tap. It's guaranteed. And then he also gets stronger, picks up shield, picks up health off of his basic, and just hits way harder. So that, and the fact that Arcus is one of the few real nuke greens in the game versus Hush, who is just one of many physical nukes. So I think that that's kind of a wasted opportunity. I don't see him adding too much unless something substantially changes. Yeah. What about you guys?
Well, you're probably right. I tend to agree with that assertion. I think my biggest disappointment with the reworks is actually Robin. When I first started playing the game, I caught it just at the right time because I had him. He was my first Legendary 5 character, and he was my best leader for a good long while. And he was really effective back in the day. And somewhere along the way, his power and his character diminished. So when they were giving him a rework, I thought, all right, we get my Robin back and have him kick some ass again. And boy, was that wrong. Yeah.
Yeah,
big,
not quite.
big no. So,
I didn't even know that they did any reworks. You know, we got the message in game that there were reworks, and I don't know. I thought maybe it took a little bit and it just didn't hit the game yet, because honestly, I could barely tell any difference between those reworks and what they were before. Robin has been power crept out of the game for quite a while. There was a time when he was good, and that was when we were gear 10, and all that mattered was speed, and everybody just got one hit killed. So that was when Robin was good, was when he was fast, and it didn't matter. But now in the game today, where you have these great leaders, it doesn't matter that he's fast, because there's Cheetah and Martian Manhunter. It doesn't matter that he could hit hard, because he really doesn't anyway.
No.
So he doesn't really do anything, you know. He's another silence character that adds to the non-silence meta. You know, like he's just a lost character that's going to fit nowhere. I don't know. Dobson, have you gotten any play out of him yet?
Hell no.
Yeah.
I used him like the first week he came out, and then decided, I don't know if I want to go into a match and automatically give up a star just carrying dead weight. Of course, you know, we'll do it when it's his week for PvP and stuff like that, but he's one of those characters that I'm going to level, sink resources into, use him for a week, and then I won't use him again until his next rework sometime next year.
Yep. I'm going to do all that except for sinking resources into him. I've got him level 60, gear 10. That's enough for me. I've had him that way for probably a year and a half, and I have no intention of ever using him except for the 1 week that I have to, and I'll just carry him for the week. He's there's nothing to write home about here. You know, he's a nothing character. You're not going to use him. There's better physicals. Leave him on the bench. And by the way, leave Dark Knight on the bench too, because he didn't get any better either. You know, this is a character that should be tanky and isn't tanky. You can one hit kill him a lot of the time with Wonder Girl, and then he adds buffs, making it even worse. They missed the boat on him, because all they had to do was make his ability trigger on turn 0 taunters. If you make it so that he stuns and purges turn 0 taunters, he's an incredibly valuable toon. Without that,
I mean, if ifs and buts were candy and nuts, we'd all have a Merry Christmas. You know, I mean, this is
I
up
agree.
to the devs.
Nobody's having a problem with active taunters in the game right now. That's my problem. It's the passive taunters, the turn 0 taunters. Those are the things that we need to counter in the game. And the Dark Knight, who's supposed to be a taunt counter, doesn't counter the most important taunts in the game. So he's useless.
Yeah. Well, and there's no arguing with that. I mean, there's, in my opinion, there's a couple of different taunt cancellation characters out there that are far better than he is. I would actually point to Green Lantern Hal Jordan being one of them. He just smacks everything right out of you. So I don't know. It is a disappointment. My kingdom for a quality Batman character in this game that we could easily star and level up and gear up. I mean, you know, World's Greatest Detective is okay, but he hits like a kitten.
I like him though. He's like total utility. If he was just a little bit, dude, if he had Robin speed, he would be like my favorite red character. And I understand why they didn't, because, you know, he's like Robin, slower, but better. You know, he gives turn meter up and true sight to the whole team instead of one person. But Cape Crusaders actually wrecked me a couple times.
Yeah.
Like, if you don't pay attention to him, he will steal your lunch money and kick you in the nuts. But,
yeah. And speaking of someone who needed
the Darkest Night is...
the
Darkest Night is just trash.
No, he is.
CC doesn't even need a big rework. That's the thing. I agree. So World's Greatest Detective is the best Batman that we have right now. Batman Beyond is a close second. I think he fills a specific niche of that hit chance down niche, that scarecrow niche that he does. But you know, you have to use it on a very specific team. There's very good counters to that. But World's Greatest Detective is probably one of the best utility characters in the game. But out of Batman, what we really want is him to just come in and wreck shop. Like, that's what we want, and that's what Cape Crusader is supposed to do.
Yeah, and look, I know you say you don't think that Cape Crusader needs a rework. I heartily disagree. He definitely needs a rework. I mean, I've got him he needs a touch-up. Rebirth 1, and he's clear down the list on at least on my roster. He's just not up there.
And power score, sure, but he's not useful right now. I think that he only needs a little bit, though. If he had just a little bit more, his kit is good fundamentally. He's got that nuke, that one target physical nuke, which granted there are plenty of physical characters that have that, but that in conjunction with the invisibility and the turn meter up on his basic, the pieces are there. He just needs a touch up and maybe a better passive to help him out a little bit, and he could be a real good character. He could be the Batman that we were hoping to get.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I know we've been talking a lot about the reworks here. We want to do a quick deep dive on the one character that we haven't really spoken a lot about, and that's Azrael. So I'm going to let Dobbs take it away from here.
Hello, all my sexy listeners out there. It's Dobson here, the man you wish you were, and the man your wife wished she was with. It's that time of the evening where we whip it out, lube it up, and go in deep. That's right. We're going to be talking about that angelical beefcake, Azrael. He's the newest character that's about to have his cell dropped upon us, and my wallet is already screaming. You already know you want him. He knows you want him. So let's go ahead and break him down. If you don't know already, Azrael is a heavy-hitting red, and I mean heavy. When I fought Twin City Legends Rebirth 2, he had my L5, the Darkest Night, calling the Gotham Police Department for domestic violence. Whew, so let's get into this kit of this panty dropper. We start off with his first skill, Vengeance Blaze. Damage to an enemy and gain 3 strength up for not 1 but 2 turns, as well as a 20% damage boost if he has True Sight. And let's not forget about if it's legendary that he'll purge 3 buffs as well. Whew. Next we get to the sexiest of sexy, the holy of holies. This skill is like a red-headed stripper. Crazy! You gain 4 strength up for 2 turns, 30% shield, debuff immunity, and 15% turn meter if he has True Sight. That is one sexy skill. And let's not forget the legendary edition. 50% chance of using his basic, or 100 guaranteed % chance if he has True Sight. Now, I know you're still moist from thinking about that second skill, but we're going to have to move on to Salvation. Damage to an enemy ignoring all shields if Azrael has True Sight. Let's not forget about that 50% turn meter down as a legendary add-on. We now come to the first passive, which is Doctrine. 75% chance to use that red-headed stripper skill, Holy of Holies, if an ally takes damage. And as a little bonus for a legendary, a light overheal. Lastly, we have Sanctum. Each time Azrael gains any buff on his turn, 75% chance to gain True Sight. But this is where that legendary skill shines. It guarantees he starts the match with True Sight for 2 turns, and that just sets his whole kit off. Whew, that's a whole lot to take in, and I don't know about you all, but I need a smoke. But before I leave you sexy listeners, I'm going to throw out my super sexy legendary order, which is 5, 2, 1, 3, and 4. Now take a moment during this ad break to go refill your drink, get yourself all nice and cozy, and enjoy the rest of the show. And I'll see you sexy listeners next time.
Oh my God. Oh my God. If my crotch wasn't already soaking wet
Yeah, I'm going to go change my pants right now.
Bruh.
I mean, any character review is not complete without talking about redheaded strippers. So I'm gonna hope that every month from here on out that we get a redheaded stripper review for every character.
Ha! Gay!
Yep.
Wow.
No, I mean Azrael seems like the savior of the month. I'm really hoping that that's what it is. But it certainly seems to be the case. He's Superboy. If Superboy didn't kind of suck in the damage department, but also he can miss. So, that's what I'm taking from him. And he's going to be the character that I'm saving resources for to try and get him up to par quickly.
I feel more like he's Booster Gold on steroids.
That's it. Yeah. That's a good way to put it. Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt. Everybody's going to be itching when his character drops in the shop. That's for sure.
No, there is one thing that pisses me off, and that is simply because last month we got Deadman, which is hands down one of the most favorite new characters that have come out recently.
I love Deadman.
Yeah.
Love his whole kit. Love playing with him.
Yeah.
He had 3-4 weeks of being awesome before now he's going to get nuked.
So he immediately gets a hard counter in the game. Sure.
Meanwhile, Wonder Woman, or Wonder Girl, where's her hard counter? I guess this is supposed to be it? Coming out, 2 years after she came out? Yeah. Bastards.
Yeah, I mean, Wonder Girl's not nearly as prevalent as she was, though. There are plenty of hard-hitting reds in the game that do take her out of the equation. It's not like the first year or so that we had Wonder Girl where she just completely destroyed everything and was in every single team comp. You actually can play the game without seeing her every single match now. But point taken. Deadman is one of the coolest characters with a new mechanism, a new thing, and they immediately put out a character that just completely obliterates him. Totally point taken.
Yeah. Yeah. No, and I feel the same way. Deadman is probably one of my favorite DC characters. I love Boston Brand. So the fact that his kit was just, incredible made it all better for me. I really liked the fact that he's able to possess his teammates and give them extra turns. The whole thing is just great. He's probably the first paywall character since Batwoman that I actually got up to L5 right away. Wow. And Batwoman was a mistake. I mean, I thought that was going to be great because I thought, here's another one that's going to be able to counter, say, a Deathstroke or a Deadshot. Boy, that just didn't work.
She's good. I like that one.
I just like Deadman because he's unlike any other character that I played before. Like, my first thought when I saw him was,
what the fuck is that?
Yeah. And I just had to have him.
Yeah. He's super good. I'm hoping, although, what they say, hope in one hand, spit in the other, and see which gets full faster. I'm hoping that, Azrael doesn't really take the shine or the spotlight away from a character like that in too many comps or in too many teams that I'm going to face in the future, because I do use Deadman quite a bit.
Yeah. I don't think so. I think we'll be okay. Azrael, I think, could be a meta level character or pretty close, at least really far up there. But first of all, I don't see a ton of Deadman out there. And second of all, you do also have to rely on the AI targeting, which is shoddy. So the fact that he has True Sight doesn't mean he's going to actually go after Deadman when the Azrael is on defense. So I think we'll be okay. Unless you're going with only one Mystic, then maybe that actually pushes the AI in that direction. But short of that, I think you'll be all right. I don't think it'll be that bad.
Yeah. Well, let's hope you're right. Let's hope that you are right.
Can I say that? Go ahead. I was going to say, can I say that this is the second straight month that we're hoping and praying on the Siege character to come in and save the month and be the only character that's worth gearing? To me, don't get me wrong, it's great on a resources front, but it's shitty on a DCL front that for 2 straight months, last month I didn't gear Solomon Grundy, I didn't gear Vandal Savage, I geared dead man. He was the only one that seemed worthwhile. I can't remember the fourth rework, but it was a 4 fucking mystic month. This month, I'm not gearing anybody but Azrael. So, you know, and Azrael's going to be the +5 in raids. So that's the only one that I have to gear. And I'm probably not gearing any of the other ones because they all suck. So, you know, that's great from resources, but pretty shitty when you're hoping and praying on the siege character for 2 straight months to come in and save the month.
Yeah, I feel like, go ahead, Dobbs.
Well, I was just going to say that last month, you know, I geared everyone but Vandal because on paper he sucked, in practice he sucked.
Yeah.
And, you know, at a gay orgy he sucks. But the point is, Grundy and Raz were actually really fun characters. I actually like what they did to Grundy. Yeah, he's easy to counter. You strip his buffs and he's so damn slow, he just sits there. But Razhog, he's so fun to use. I guess the only problem with him is, you know, he's slow, speed meta, yada, yada, yada.
Yeah.
But when you get the chance to use him, he can actually really shine and do some pretty fun things as well.
Yeah, he can. It's just a shame he's not faster.
That and the prevalence of Hal Jordan, right? So with Raz, you always have to bring somebody that strips the buffs off the opposing team, or you have to use him in the very specific case where the opposing team doesn't have those buffs. And then on top of that, he relies on silence, which is, they keep trying to make this silence a thing, and it's just not a thing. Silence is not a good debuff right now in the game. Maybe something changes in the future, but relying on silence to me sucks. And being that slow sucks. You know, I would gear Raz out of the 3 of them that are left, but I didn't gear Raz. So, you know, I'm good.
Yeah, and I think I'm good. I actually think we're good. I'm going to go around one more time. I'm going to turn it over to you. Any last parting words? Any words of wisdom that you wish to impart on our wonderful teammates?
Oh, on our teammates or in general? So on our teammates, yeah, sure. I hope everybody's happy to be here. I'm happy to be here. I feel like the excitement was palpable from the beginning, and I'm still excited, and I'm excited for the things that we're going to do. So the last word here is excitement for me.
Dobson?
For me, all I have to say to our listeners out there is
smoke weed every day.
Yeah,
have fun gaming.
Amen. Amen. Well, I'll tell you guys what. On that note, I think it's time that we wrap this one up. This edition of Atlantis After Dark is officially in the books. We want to thank you guys so much for joining us, and stay tuned because next time we're going worldwide. For Paige Iommi and Dobson, so long, everybody. If you would like to appear on Atlantis After Dark, find me on Discord. DM me at The Frankensteiner Express, #5045. We look forward to hearing from you.